Hello there guys, and welcome back to another video with myself, Foorun. Now today we're going to be doing a damage breakdown on standard rockets, not high velocity, not incendiary, just standard. Rockets unlock at level 30 and the rocket launcher unlocks at level 27. And one rocket will cost you 1,950 charcoal, 1,400 sulfur, 180 metal fragments and 30 low grade fuel. So a lot of people will probably request that we look purely at splash damage, and a lot of other people would suggest that we purely look at damage on a single wall. Now the damage is the same if you splash it correctly or if you hit it on a single wall. So I'm just going to quickly compare them here for you so that you can actually see that. So if you see here, we've dropped down to 363 health on all four walls. And then if we do it on a single wall, it's 363 again. So the damage is exactly the same as long as you're splashing it correctly. If you look here, the splash damage now from hitting a single wall is a lot less on all of the other walls. So when you're doing your splash damage, make sure you hit it exactly on the crease between the separate building components. So just before we actually get into the damage breakdown side of things, I will just note that we are purely doing this with rockets. You will see some things where it will work out. It's easier if you just hit it with a hatchet or if you throw a bean can on the wall, but I will be breaking this down purely for rockets. So even if it is a minuscule amount of health, I will still be doing another rocket because that is what we are doing with these videos. So first up, with your standard wooden building component. So we have managed to do 247 damage to a standard wooden building component. That means that if we were using purely rockets, we would need 2 rockets to get through this. And 2 rockets would cost you 3,900 charcoal, 2,800 sulfur, 360 metal fragments and 60 low grade fuel. Next up we have our standard stone building component. Now that has done 137 damage to a stone building component. That means that we would need 4 rockets to get through this. And 4 rockets will cost you 7,800 charcoal, 5,600 sulfur, 720 metal fragments and 120 low grade fuel. Next up we have our standard sheet metal building component. Now that has managed to do 192 damage, so that means we will need 4 rockets to get through this. 4 rockets will cost you 7,800 charcoal, 5,600 sulfur, 720 metal fragments and 120 low grade fuel. And then for the last of the standard building components, we have armored. Now that has managed to do 192 damage out of the 1,000 health on an armoured building component. Now that means that we would need 6 rockets to get through this, and 6 rockets will cost you 11,700 charcoal, 8,400 sulfur, 1,080 metal fragments and 180 low grade fuel. So next up we are moving over onto doors. Now just remember that doors, whether they are a double door or a single door, have the same health and take the same damage. So we'll only be testing this on 1 door of each kind. First up with the wooden door. Now 1 rocket will completely destroy a wooden door. 1 rocket will cost you 1,950 charcoal, 1,400 sulfur, 180 metal fragments and 30 low grade fuel. Next up we have a sheet metal door. Now that has done 220 damage out of the 250 health. So that means with purely rockets we would need 2 rockets to get through this. 2 rockets will cost you 3,900 charcoal, 2,800 sulfur, 360 metal fragments and 60 low grade fuel. And then for the last of the doors, we have the armoured door. Now that has managed to do 220 damage out of the 800 health on an armoured door. Now that means that we would need 4 rockets to get through this. Now 4 rockets will cost you 7,800 charcoal, 5,600 sulfur, 720 metal fragments, and 120 low-grade fuel. Next up, we have the ladder hatch. Now that has managed to do 220 damage out of the 250 health. So as we are purely doing this with rockets, it would take 2 rockets to get through a ladder hatch. 2 rockets will cost you 3,900 charcoal, 2,800 sulfur, 360 metal fragments, and 60 low-grade fuel. So now we are moving on over to externals then, guys. Just remember that externals, whether they are wood or stone, share the same health with their counterpart gates, so we'll only be testing this on walls. First up, against a wooden wall. So that has managed to do 247 damage out of the 600 health. That means that we would need 3 rockets to get through this, and 3 rockets will cost you 5,850 charcoal, 4,200 sulfur, 540 metal fragments, and 90 low-grade fuel. And then for the last building component of the video, guys, we have the stone external wall. So that has managed to do 137 damage out of the 750 health of a stone external. That means that we would need 6 rockets to get through this. 6 rockets will cost you 11,700 charcoal, 8,400 sulfur, 1,080 metal fragments, and 180 low-grade fuel. So that is all from me today then, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, then please do give the video a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more content, then make sure you do hit that subscribe button. All the other videos from this series will be left down below in the description with a link, so you can quickly go and check them out, and make sure you are in the know with all of the raiding information that you need. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.